Well, thank you, Brian, and thanks to all of you for taking time to be here today on what I think is going to be looked back as a historical occasion, a beginning of something good for all of us. As most of you know, we're here to talk about air quality. And one thing that we all agree on is we want to have better air quality. We all understand the importance of having good air quality. We want to have clean air to breathe. And it's not a partisan issue. Democrats, Republicans, Independents all want to have, clean air to breathe. Business people, educators, professional people, average citizens want to have clean air to breathe. And I think we all probably need to recognize that here in Utah, right now, today, we have an air quality problem. And we ought to start doing something about it. And we've got some ideas today that we want to share with you as far as what we can do and what all of us can do in solving kind of a unique challenge that we have here in Utah with air quality. And let me just give you some facts, too, that I think sometimes we forget. And I don't want to be too hypercritical here about the air quality, because the air quality is, in fact, better today than it was 2 decades ago. So we've made strides in the right direction, and we ought to feel good about that. We've cleaned up the air in a significant way, but we have more yet to do. Because of our mountainous terrain, the topography, we find ourselves here in this beautiful valley, along with our weather, and we can't really control the weather much, but that combination gives us inversions in the winter and stagnant air in the summer, which allows pollutants to build up, in fact, give us some really bad days of air. And although our bad days of air are probably around 20 per year, they're as bad as any place you can find here in the United States. I mean, we have LA kind of air on those 20 days. And so we need to, in fact, recognize that and understand that we can, in fact, do something better. We have had success thanks to our Division of Environmental Quality, our DEQ and our DAQ, and the work of the cities and many people out here, particularly industry, as a point source. We've had great success in meeting the federal standards. And we've done that in spite of the fact that we are a very fast-growing state. Our population is the second fastest growing in America. And we have internal growth here with high birth rates and larger family sizes that make it a little more difficult for us, in fact, to make strides in cleaning up the air as we have increasing population. But some areas, in spite of our successes, some areas of our state are having some significant challenges. And the challenge that we face in where it be the Uinta Basin or up in the northern part of the top of Utah or down in Utah's Dixie or the central part of our state or here on the Wasatch Front, we all have unique challenges when it comes to this air quality. And I think all of us understand and appreciate that air quality, and if we have bad air, it is detrimental to our health. And clearly that's got to be a concern. We hear people talk about it all the time, air quality, bad health, respiratory problems, etc. But it's not just health, it is our overall quality of life. We want people to come here and not only appreciate the beautiful valleys and mountains and the regions that we have throughout the state, but understand that we have a high quality of life because we have cleaner environment. So health, quality of life, and last but not least is our economic opportunity. If we, in fact, do not address the quality of air that we have here and improve it, we will, in fact, stymie and stifle our ability to develop economically. That means less jobs, less prosperity, and will certainly have a dampening effect on the good quality of life we've come to appreciate and enjoy here. So today I'm announcing that we're going to start a new program, really build upon other programs that are going on. This is not the beginning. This is kind of a continuation of other ideas and programs that have been out there. And hopefully as we bring in more people to the fold, we're going to have better end results. And the program we're starting is called Utah Clean Air Partnerships, or UCAIR, UCAIR, UCAIR is the acronym. And the core principle of this approach is that all of us, each of us, can do something, however great or small it is, but each of us can do something to improve Utah's air quality. And we're right here today to kind of invite participation. We are calling upon all of us as a community at large, as the state of Utah, whether it be industry, whether it be government, whether it be individuals, families, business people, for all of us, our school districts. I mean, everybody has a role to play here in finding a way that we and our individual responsibilities can in fact improve the air quality here in Utah. And I believe that we can do this in setting achievable but yet vital air quality goals. Now, I'm going to give you 4 component parts to our approach here, which is going to be somewhat unique, but I think something that we can all come together on. The key components of the UCAIR campaign are these. 1, it's going to be a statewide campaign. This is not just something here in Salt Lake City or here along the Wasatch Front. This is statewide with everybody looking at what they can do in their individual areas and responsibilities. So from Bear Lake to Utah's Dixie to the Arizona border to the Wasatch Front, from Colorado to Nevada, and every place in between. This is a statewide campaign that everybody's going to be invited to participate in. Secondly, this program is going to be voluntary. Again, people are going to say, if you don't have teeth in it, if you don't have some punishment, not going to be some stick to thump people with, it won't happen. I reject that. I think that we can, as a community, come together because we think it's in our own best interest to improve the air quality, and working together in a voluntary fashion, I believe we can get good results. And I would just illustrate the point by saying, a few years ago we started what we call the Slow the Flow campaign. Slow the flow, save H2O. Again, we're in arid climate. We need to, in fact, conserve water. And we've done that on a voluntary program, and our goal was to reduce 25% of our water consumption by 2020, and we're at 20% right now, so we're on track to do that, by the way. And that's all been voluntary. We've had an awareness program, but people have stepped up. And interestingly enough, with our reduction of 20%, just to show you the magnitude of that, we've been able to save enough water every year to fill the Energy Solutions Arena 9,200 times. Who would have thunk, how much water that the Energy Solutions Arena would hold, but we can fill it up 9,200 times with the savings we've made on our Slow the Flow campaign. So I know volunteer efforts can, in fact, work. We've proven the point. Some of it is just a change of attitude. It's a change of mindset. It's like a lot of us didn't even know what recycling was before, but now we recycle. We go out of our way to recycle our aluminum cans and our paper and other products. Cities have recycling programs we put in place, and it's kind of part of our nature anymore. We want to make part of our nature conserving energy. It's like putting on seatbelts too. Again, my generation didn't even know what a seatbelt was. Now most of us would not think of getting in our car and going anyplace without fastening seatbelts. So part of what we're doing here in this volunteer effort is to change the attitude, change the ethic based on awareness and new concern for the environment. The third part of this is going to be a focus on education. We want to educate all of Utah, all Utahns as the community at large, to understand the connection between what they do in their individual choices, although it seems like such a little bit. But those individual choices that we do on a little bit make a big difference in the end result of the air quality. I know we've done a lot of efforts in working with industry. Our point sources for pollution, we focused on industry a lot. And if you had the chart, you'd see that they've made significant reductions over time in the pollution that they are emitting over what they did just 20 years ago. But no longer can we just look to industry for the solution to the air quality problem. We all do a little bit in our life, in our lifestyle, but all of us, if we just take a little bit of a change in our lifestyle, we can make a big difference, because all of us as individuals and as families contribute to about 1/3 of the pollution levels we see in the air now. And we're not doing our part. Industry's doing their part. They're going to have to continue to do that and some more. But it's time to call upon the rest of us to make sure that we're doing our part as individuals to take care of this other 1/3 that pushes into these red air quality days. So this awareness education program will help us to understand that our little contribution can coupled with everybody else's, can make a big difference. And last but not least, the fourth concept here is really one of partnership. I'm inviting business and industry, local government, state agencies, advocacy groups, and all Utah households and individuals to become partners in this collective effort. And again, I believe this really is a team effort. This is an all-hands-on-deck kind of a call to action. It's an idea that working together for the common good and these attainable goals, we can in fact achieve them. And I think the voluntary approach of finding Utah solutions to this unique Utah problem is what we're talking about here today. Now let me just kind of finish up here and say this, that the state is going to lead by example. And state government has an opportunity, in fact, to lead, and we will lead. And let me just mention some of the things that we are doing as we move forward. The state currently has 432 hybrid vehicles in the state fleet, 81 of which are clean-burning CNG vehicles, with more of them on the way. Secondly, the state operates 7 CNG fueling stations and has dispensed more than 300,000 gallons of CNG, compressed natural gas fuel, in the fiscal year 2011 alone. The Department of Environmental Quality has pursued an ambitious program to retrofit diesel school buses like the one you see here. We have a clean diesel program we're retrofitting, again, to help minimize pollution. And we're going to work with our school buses throughout the state and have not only clean diesel, but see if we can have some CNG fueled buses also. DEQ is also working with the trucking industry and working with them to install auxiliary power units. We've had those demonstrated, which will help our semi-trucks as they go up and down our freeways to eliminate the need for idling. Again, a source of pollution that we can do away with better technology. Our Department of Transportation, I guess both are represented here today, our DOT and our DEQ, has dramatically reduced its energy consumption, and that's part and parcel of what we're trying to do. If we can reduce our use of energy, we eliminate and reduce the amount of emissions. And they've done that by reducing their use of hot asphalt mix. And by reducing their use of hot asphalt mix, we've achieved a 49% reduction in 2011 alone. Again, saving significant emission and pollution. UDOT also is providing tools now through their Travel Wise program to help individuals to plan their day and reduce their own personal emissions by carpooling, trip chaining, and other Travel Wise strategies. So in summation, let me just say that there's more information that you can find about our UCAIR program. You can go to UCAIR, UCAIR, .utah.gov. So we have a website that's there designed to help you find specific strategies, to get suggestions of what we can do as a community working together. And we want people to sign up and be a partner in this effort, to make that attitude change, to make a commitment, to make a determination that we together we're going to work on our air quality and clean it up. I think it's much better for us to do it voluntarily, by the way, than to have the heavy hand of government come along and make us do it. Sometimes government makes mistakes in the decision process. So let's see if we can do this voluntarily and clean up the air. We're going to roll out more. This is our beginning. We're going to work together with you and others throughout the state as we firm up processes and ideas and use good examples that we can demonstrate throughout this state as we clean up the air. As I mentioned earlier, we cannot control the weather. Today is a beautiful day. We could have an inversion here just as easy as not. But we can't control the weather, but we can all do something and make a contribution to cleaning up our air. So what I want to make sure we stop doing is pointing the finger at somebody else. Well, it's their fault. We've got dirty air here because of them, because of this industry, because of this business, because of these people. We need to quit pointing the air, because if we're pointing the finger in the air, then we're missing the point. The point is that all of us, every one of us, every single one of us, have an opportunity to contribute and work together to clean up the air of Utah. And that's what this UCAIR partnership is all about. So thank you for being here today.